Okay, really quick before I start this video, I just want to say that this does involve a lot of twists and turns, mostly because it involves someone self-diagnosing themselves as having multiple personalities disorder. So if you happen to be this person and somehow you stumbled across this video, don't take this to heart. Honestly, the entire situation's all funny now that time has passed. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. So since I got a really good response from the last Tinder video I did, I might as well try to exploit another failed attempt at love that didn't go so well for me. Now, a quick rundown. Tinder is the best app you could ever download on your phone if you ever feel lonely, or if you've had a recent boost in confidence and you need someone to peg you down back to earth. And if you notice, the picture that I currently have on this Tinder profile is the one I have from my almost got arrested video, but obviously a more preferable picture than the one of me hiding inside the porta potty. I've always lived the thug life, yo, so I needed people to understand that I'm cool like that. And the picture might be taken out of context, but that's not the point. I digress. So the year was 2017. Again, mostly because I was pretty lonely, and if we had any type of interaction at any given point, trust me, there's a video out there for you. Just give me some time, so, you know, agarrate. But in this particular video, it belongs to a girl named Tana. I met her on Tinder, obviously, and as you can probably tell, it didn't work out. But it's not the same way as the other video. It's more that I wanted to see where it went, so we talked for a good while, and then I realized she had so much in common with my other friend that it occurred to me, maybe I can try to play Cupid for once instead of my own selfish needs. And if there is such a thing as a type, she was exactly what my friend would be looking for. Now, really quickly, try not to read too much into the whole entire wording of her personality, because, spoilers, it has a lot to do with the ending of the video. Now, we all know how much of a great person I am, so obviously this friend deserved the world after he was the person who went and picked me up from that whole miserable date that I was in the last video. I keep referring to the last video, but trust me, if you haven't seen it, it's a good video. Not the point, though. I'm actually really thankful in the last video I just referred him as a friend and didn't really give him a name, because after you see this clip, you'll understand why I decided to name him Wario.
Go for it.
Go!
Where? Somebody drop a smelly bomb in there! Ah, get the janitor! Hurry up!
Oh, I'm saving.
And that is why he is Wario. Anyway, so that weekend I had already planned to meet up with him because we were gonna have a LARPing session, and I let him know about her, and he seemed pretty up for it. He was actually pretty surprised when I told him all the stuff they had in common, and it was just a plus that she liked LARPing. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. When we were on the phone, she told me she really likes to LARP and is actually in a LARPing clan. Anyway, so the plan was set in motion. I wasn't gonna tell her that this was kind of a setup so she can meet my friend, and I was just gonna keep it that way, so that way if she ended up liking him, it would be all genuine. So later on, I get on the phone with her and I let her know, hey, we're gonna have a LARPing party for this friend of mine. His birthday is coming up. And then she kind of changed the subject, agreed to go, but let me know that she has a crush on me, which kind of just destroyed every plan I had. I honestly didn't see this coming. I'm trying to play Cupid here, but it's pretty difficult to do that if the person keeps moving and trying to think that you're the person they should be with. But I guess it's kind of flattering knowing that I only talked to her for a couple days and she started liking me. But because of this, now I have to find a way to let her down easily without really saying it. And on top of it, I need to make her realize that she's supposed to be with my friend in the span of just
1 week later.
So it's the day of the party and everything's going well. All of our closest friends are there because, you know, it's his birthday and whatnot. I know it looks like there's no one there, but trust me, there were people there. But the last time that I went and drew one of our friends, she got a little upset because, I didn't draw parts that she obviously has. So now, if I really need to draw someone, I'll draw them in. But if they're just a background character in the story, I'm sorry, but eventually I'll do justice with your character eventually. So the party goes as planned. We LARP for the entire afternoon until it got dark, and then we went back to his place where, not gonna lie, not trying to toot my own horn, but she was basically all over me and I was very not into it. Like I said before, my whole initial idea was to try to get them together, but it's really difficult if she's just all over me. And don't get me wrong, this picture is being modest. She was literally sitting on my lap at one point, trying to get touchy, and then my friend tried to step in and try to be all flirty, and it also didn't work out in his favor. So it was just a disaster at that point. I could totally see why she thought I was her knight in shining armor, especially when we were playing LARPing, because I was owning everybody with my fin sword and my rose quartz shield, looking like a hero that I'm destined to be. Well, I mean, except her friend, who was really good, apparently. But I personally think he was cheating, so screw him. Anyways, back to the story. So, later on that night, I got on the phone with her, and I let her know how I was feeling about the entire situation. But she reassured me that we're good and we're all friends. And she kind of felt it off the party vibe. But, luckily, they ended up starting to talk to each other, which my plan was a huge success, considering they ended up letting me know that she was completely over me. Actually, come to think about it, I kind of feel insulted at the fact that she got over me in a couple days. I mean, I'm not trying to be salty or anything, but it's her loss, honestly. I'm a great catch. Come to think about it, the main reason why I'm so upset about this is because I've always had kind of a rivalry against Wario. Anyone that knows him well enough will know that he is 100% super competitive when it comes to anything. Don't even get me started on how competitive we get in Tetris. So joke's on her if she thinks that this is gonna get me jealous somehow, when I was the one who orchestrated her entire relationship starting in the first place. I mean, don't get me wrong, it does kind of hurt a bit. Like I said, I'm not salty. I'm just saying, I don't really appreciate being put in this type of situation when all I'm trying to do is give my friend the chance of love. Anyways, they ended up inviting me and a friend to a dinner date, which, spoiler alert, they ended up dating, like maybe about a week of knowing each other, which I do not recommend whatsoever. You need at least 3 months, especially off of someone from Tinder, because like I said, you're not the only person they're talking to. And if you don't believe me, let this lady know where you're having dinner. I promise you, she'll ruin whatever you have left with this person. Like, look at him. He looks so scared of her right now because he just gave up his relationship for about $15 of Mexican money. Man, I keep getting sidetracked in this video. So while we were waiting to get served, they started acting like Wario was lost at sea for so many years and he just got back, so they're trying to make up for the lost time. Honestly felt like she was flaunting her relationship in my face, and come to think about it, admitting this in camera right now is probably not the best idea, because Wario will see this eventually, and he's the type that if we ever fight over a girl, he's just gonna bring this video up and be like, well, you were so salty that you could open your own restaurant up and serve food to the people that have low sodium in their bodies. Where? Quickly, this hangout became a huge train wreck, so my friend, we'll just call her Tiffany. So she started interrogating her, trying to figure out what her past life was, and if anyone were to ever know Tiffany, you would totally understand that this is not the type of girl you want to lie to. She would instantly realize it, and then give you those, I know you're lying, but I'm gonna keep quiet because I want to see this train wreck really unfold. So then we start talking about Wario's past, which probably didn't help the situation considering that she already knew she was lying. So we were just adding fire to more fire at this point. But then next thing we know, she just hits him, and we're all just like, wait a second, whoa, did that just really happen in front of us? Like, if anyone knew Tiffany, you would understand this girl would have wailed on her the moment she put her hands on a friend. I've literally seen her beat someone up with a lightsaber, so you're not the type of person to just mess with. And the fact that she didn't just start wailing on her at that point, to this day still boggles my mind on how she didn't do it. So after dinner, we went and drove her home, which as soon as she got off that car, Tiffany went all out and telling Wario what is he doing with his life, that he has days with this girl and she's already so comfortable just hating him in front of his friends like it's no big deal. And in her opinion, it's time to get rid of her. I 100% agree with her though. Wario's just really lucky that Tiffany didn't have a lightsaber on hand with her, because even though those are fake, I promise you she would have figured out how to chop off his arm. So about
1 week later.
Me, Wario, and Tiffany were all hanging out at his house again, and the conversation came up to, how's your relationship, Wario? And instantly he got into this whole story about breaking up with her because he just lost interest. So if you already had a ship name in mind, I kind of beat you to the punch. But then again, the relationship ended, so I guess it doesn't really matter. So instantly after he finished his story, I told him so clearly that, Wario, I don't know how to tell you this, but she's gonna eat your face. I'll let my god know you're on your way. I've always wanted to be friends with Wario. He basically shrugged that off and said that I should have warned him that she had some weird tendencies about her. But honestly, like I put in the first picture about her personality, he should have seen this coming. Quite frankly, if there's no crazy, then he's not interested. That's just the way he is. But honestly, who's not into that? Like, I feel like that's why my girlfriend's still with me. But then he started joking around that there was a second personality within her, especially when they were getting physical. Her name was Sunny, and Sunny was mean considering the original person was nice, which I'm not 100% sure about how that whole thing got started. Apparently it's just something she's always had inside her. I tried to get on the phone with her days later, and she seemed pretty distraught over the entire relationship ending because she really fell for him, or at least Sunny fell for him, and now she's in this entanglement of feelings because the other personality wants to be with him, but it's already ruined. On a brighter note, she did say she was gonna go watch a movie called Split, so I guess that's a plus. I mean, I'm pretty sure this isn't gonna amount to anything to this story whatsoever, right? So yeah, that's kind of the end for now. There's totally not gonna be a weird ending after I do the clip where it's me saying goodbye to everybody. So yeah, I like to say goodbye to everybody. I hope you liked the video. Give me a like if you want to see me exploit more of my love life, and maybe if you have any suggestions of stuff I've been through and you've been part of it, tell me and I'll make a video of it. So yeah, bye. Also, may the 4th be with you!
It's Mario time.
Mamma mia, that was pointless.